perform in the context of school, going into a war, getting better grades and better degrees. And we see that women can actually deal with stress better than men. And that's one of those biological.
Stutter stuff.
Thicker dendrites in their neuroanatomy compared to men, the reason being that evolution find women
Force again.
okay, right, and that made them deal with stress better as well. That's why we see that female surgeons outcompete male surgeons. The JMA and the AMA did a massive study of 1.7 million patients on 6 continents and evaluated that if you were operated on by a male compared to a female, that you're more likely to die as a result of your surgery.
Yeah, I like the faster.
Experience postoperative outcomes.
And it gives knockback too.
Physical strength doesn't mean shit. I have bigger biceps than you.
Wind Force gives knockback, unless you're going Giant Skull
Emotional maturity
on Variza, which is
and
nice.
all the other shit you brought up, we can get into that.
But Variza gives you
Yeah, so
the Pierce.
you said it was risky
So I was
to
paying
gamble and drunk drive. It's the opposite.
Super
If some
squishy.
men are more willing to drunk drive and gamble, those are risk-taking activities. And risk-taking is fundamental in leadership.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why, yeah, well, fair enough. And that's why, you know, the richest people in the world are all men. Because the entrepreneur
Alright, well, let's try,
is a risk taker.
let's try the Might Mark.
And, you know, one man's gambling is another man's entrepreneurship. One man's drunk driving is another man's self-destructive, obsessive, maniacal quest for, you know, building the best company or being the president or anything like that. It's absolutely essential. With regard to higher IQ,
Yeah, it used to be
and EQ,
insane.
it is true that on average women have a higher IQ,
insane.
but it's also true that the distribution is different. There's more geniuses among men. I mean, the curve, if you will, is flatter. So there's more men that are on the left side of the curve. There's more men on the right side of the curve. Although the average for women is higher, they don't have those outliers and those extremes. That's why you don't see a lot of female geniuses, and that's just true. I mean, earlier today in preparation for the debate, I asked ChatGPT, I said, name some female geniuses. They got to
I mean,
like 3
at
before
that
they
point,
had
I'm
to name a
melting the
feminist. They
tires
did, like, Marie
green in front of
Curie,
me pretty
some
much.
ancient
You know,
Neoplatonist
I
I
don't know
never
if
heard
Bill's
of,
gonna do that.
and then it was like
I think
all
it's-
the like first
I mean, that's
and second wave
expensive.
feminists.
It feels good.
There's no female geniuses. There's very few female billionaires that
I
didn't
don't
get
know.
their wealth outside of divorce. There's very few female heads of state. People say that's oppression, it's misogyny, and we all know it's because they're not risk takers, they're not tough. With regard to they handle stress better, yeah, maybe certain kinds of stress, but I think we all know women, and I think we all know that when women are put in stressful situations, they
Oh my god.
they
So,
cry,
my evidence-
they get upset,
my-
they freak
my-
out, they call their boyfriend, they call their
Yeah,
father.
and then
Hang on. I let you go on. I let you go on, and you
down
said
part of
that
the
ridiculous
building.
stuff. Hang on, let me finish. I'll wrap up, but I let you finish. And
Try
I
a
let you
budget
say
build
that
here in a
women-
minute,
women
or a
handle
more budget
stress better.
version
That's insane.
for
Okay?
T1s and
And
stuff.
with regard to physical strength,
Bot
you
Rix
know,
has
like I
correctly
said,
joined the
this,
channel.
Try it with
physical
Beast on Act
strength
5 and
is
see how
not
it
the
feels, and then I want
qualifier
to
because
try to do deadly,
because we
full
have
deadly
missiles, we
strike.
have tanks and things like that. The point is, it used to be the case that what qualified you to lead is that you would go out there and be doing the fighting and all of that. And that is still true. It's not necessarily true in the United States, but it is still true in other countries. In countries like Israel, for example, or Iran, their presidents and their ministers are frequently military leaders that are actually having to be in the tanks and in the battlefield. And, you know, it's hard to be in the battlefield when you get your period. It's hard to be in the battlefield if you're pregnant or something like that. Men don't get pregnant. Men don't get their period. Men are physically stronger. The men have more endurance.
It's a
That's
9,
why,
so
by
let's
the
go with
way,
a 9.
it's not just that they're stronger, they're faster, they're all of the above. That's why women don't compete with men in sports.
Yeah, I
That's
know
why
on
men
Bow
make
we're gonna
better
be
soldiers.
fine, but
And
I
so,
don't know
you know,
about...
yeah, it kind of does matter that if there's a war, men are going to be the ones fighting and dying in it, and that's why they're leading. And there's something deeply related to their biology there as well.
I don't know
But go ahead,
about
since you want to interrupt me
crossbow.
already.
Yeah, let's do something. I've kind of like felt this way like the entire time that we've been having the discussion. I feel like we both like to talk a lot. I think that that's been evidently clear. We just kind of go at each other with like these 2 to 3 minute responses. Can I ask something from you?
What is it? Depends on what it is.
I kind of want to break down each point you've brought up and demonstrate to you why it's flawed instead of just giving these long-winded responses.
You want to do a fact check?
And I want to do that point by point with our last 5 minutes. The first point about physical strength. Who would you rather vote for? A 15-year-old that can bench press 1,000 pounds or Donald Trump?
But that's not what I'm not saying that
Juicer.
the most physically strong person should be the king. I'm saying that
What are you saying?
as a category, women are not soldiers.
Alright. Alright, let's test this out. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Big damage increase.
No one cares, Theo, you bitch.
And cheaper. Big damage increase and cheaper. Just lose vigor. Kinda able to stutter step. Oh yeah, it's Moon Lords. I have no FHR. Fuck! It's a good map. I wasn't paying attention. Paying attention to my keybinds. Fuck. That's annoying. Let's get into rhythm too. Of course, it's Might Warlords, and I have 0 FHR.
Damn, I kinda just
and a physical
fucking
immune.
pootered on him a
I'm
little
so
bit right
tired,
there.
honestly, of getting maps that are not so are not supposed to have physical immunes, and they just have physical immunes. What am I supposed to do?
What's on your
I
mind?
can't relog. Maybe I can. You're right.
Watch your back.
Anybody else annoy that shit? Where the fuck? Oh, I got weird. I think, to me, the whole reason of maps is like to farm a place that doesn't like that you're strong at, and then you can get some maps sometimes, and it's like every elite pack is immune to your damage.
Yeah, that is annoying.
Like, oh, look, like we have another Moon Lord here that's immune. Like another one, second pack. So we just don't do Plegathon, I guess, on this? I guess if you do Plegathon, you just need to have fucking Atmas. Let me go put on Atmas, actually. I lose a breakpoint though.
Yo.
I could put on laying on hands or something.
I wonder if Devil Sword Leather is still like really good.
Alright. I've gotten what I wanted of that. We'll just do budget first.
I low-key almost want to level skinning so I can farm here. I'm actually going to look up and see how much Devil Sword Leather is going for.
I'm gonna consider these charms besides these max damage ones. They're not even crazy. These big charms aren't crazy at all, guys. 7, that's not crazy. Let's take this one out.
So, I am a warrior of the Horde, adventurer. It fills me with rage to know that our enemies sit in a fortress, less than a
out
day's
some
ride from
examine
Kargath,
charms.
plotting against us. How I long to break free from the bonds of duty and destroy them all in the name of the War Chief. Alas, we all have roles we must fulfill. We must. This first strike should put a crease in Angerforge's pants. Now move along, soldier. I have work to complete, battles to plan, enemies to crush.
We'll go with a 3.
Check the wanted signs for more work.
If you haven't played multi-shot a lot, and you do want to get into it at a budget, maybe you can afford a couple things. Maybe you can make a beast, but you can't afford a GG with force. Or maybe, you know, you can't afford some things. A very, very good bow starting. If you just really want to play multi-shot, is a gold strike.
Now we're gonna look at some other crossbows now that they're buffed. So, but we're gonna do this with you know, just some basic gear. Giant skull. We'll just get the first one that drops, and we'll just put one socket into it. So